Hi, welcome to Random Edge Productions. I'm Tristan. We're going to look at a journey to finding purpose. Now, you saw the thumbnail and you saw the title. And I've noticed that, or maybe you've noticed too, with Donald Trump, regardless if you agree or disagree with him or his policies, is the man has vision and relentless energy. Again, you may not like his vision, but at the very least you can see that his tenacity is as overwhelming as his comb-over. Whether he knows about VPEP or not, probably not, he definitely uses the same type of principles that I'm going to share with you today. As far as Biden, I'll save any commentary until the conclusion of this training. A great philosopher once said, "If it weren't for all the things I talk about that I know nothing about, I would say nothing about anything I know." And that was Tristan. Tristan. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Yeah. Okay. Understanding how you interact with vision is the best way to navigate your journey. I know it's the best way for me to navigate it, and I'm assuming you're a lot like me. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be watching. I'm always on the hunt for tools that help me negotiate the twists and turns of my pilgrimage. And one such device is, well, it's a device I forged in the fires of Mordor, is the acronym VPEP. It stands for Vision, Passion, Energy, Purpose. And I think in some ways it explains to me how I'm wired. Now, it doesn't explain why I'm wired this way, it just deals with the how. For now, the why discussion may have to wait. It may have to be a discussion held around the campfire of eternity. And for clarity, I am by no means suggesting that we'll be hanging out with Gabriel and Michael exchanging stories while roasting marshmallows over the campfire of hell. No. Okay. In this life, it is more important to discover the what of who you are than the why. The what is how we wear this wardrobe of mortal life. For me, advancement in knowing me was found in VPEP. So let's go through it step by step. The V is for vision. This is the start of the journey. Okay, so what about vision? Well, without vision, there is bound to be many bumps and stumbles and falls. Of heading in one direction, only to discover it's a path that leads to nowhere. Which is a very bad thing. Unless nowhere is your chosen destination, then by all means, stumble away. Vision is the leading component to see where you are headed and where you have been. It's the leading component to see where you are now and where you could be. Seeing the route really helps to avoid any unnecessary obstacles. And vision is a catalyst also. It's a catalyst for enjoyment and for marking progress. Your vision eyes get to see the scenery along the way while also determining where we are on the journey. An interesting thing, I believe vision has a reversed view of the path. It has a reversed view. It's not like the normal routine of looking down the road towards the destination. Vision stands at the destination and looks back to where we currently are. When we say, I'll know it when I get there, vision says, I'm already here, waiting for the rest of me to catch up. Visionaries stand in the fulfillment before the journey has ever begun. They see the ending. They see the place of success. However, the plight, I would say the sad plight of most people is to stand in borrowed vision. They don't have their own. How they live life is a manual written by others. I think very few find the freedom and the privilege to stand in the fulfillment of their own dreams. They accept the script for normal life. They accept that it's titled, Comply Till We Die. If I had violins, I'd play them right now, but I don't. Visionaries tend to burn the prescribed script and begin the lifetime task of writing their own adventure. And if you are a visionary, here is a good place for a word of caution. Be careful when torching the manual. Don't let the flaming embers from your bonfire float up and ignite your neighbor's barn or charcoalize close relationships. Just because others don't see what you see is not a valid reason to be in the bridge burning profession. Give people a little leeway to not see, and just surprise them when you show them what you've been talking about. And some people can't see it until it's done. Visionaries can see it before it even starts. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And another version says, where there's no revelation, the people cast off restraint. And basically, they run wild. If they don't have any vision, where they don't see who they are, what they're doing, where they're going, they just do anything that, whatever they feel to do at the moment. They live in the moment because they don't have any eyes for the future. Now, I find personally that in my own world, I suffer greatly when I can't see what's next. It's as though my mind throws a tantrum or behaves like a privileged rock star, trashing his hotel room, trying to express himself in some way, I suppose. For me, when things get foggy and forward motion is restricted, certainty becomes a swampy bog, and strength, it deflates. I think Elijah must have suffered a similar crossroad, and you find that in 1 Kings 19. He had just had a high moment of prophetic victory, telling off the king and queen, and then the very next moment, we read of him running off, hiding, experiencing what looks like to me is an episode of prophetic postpartum blues. He gave birth to a testimony of what God was doing before the king and queen, but then fell victim to not having vision for what was next. He couldn't see what was next and felt like his life was threatened. He had lost vision. And the disciples of Jesus experienced a very similar thing or dilemma on the night of the betrayal. And like Elijah, sleep and depression were the only things the disciples had left. Another example is found in Luke 24. It's about the two disciples on the road to Emmaus. They were given a new vision when they saw they had been visited by a risen Jesus. They didn't know it all along the road until the very end, and he showed himself to them. And something else was ignited in their heart as well. You see, the curious result of vision is passion. This is the first P in VPEP. Once the seed of new vision is planted within the heart, it begins the growth process toward the path of fulfillment. When the sparks of passion, even non-romantic type, when the sparks of passion are kindled, soon there are flames of unquenchable fire. And as vision clears and there's clarity, passion grows. The desire to carve into reality a thought, an action, a direction, it won't be set aside. The heartbeat of vision is now pulsating, and the adrenal glands of passion are responding. Yay! In fact, passion responds with a call for action. And within an almost immediate response to the call for action, something takes place. Energy is awakened and responding. And the E in VPEP is for energy. You see, passion and energy have a somewhat symbiotic relationship. Remember, it was after Elijah and the disciples on the road to Emmaus had new vision and passion, they were energized for the next leg of the journey. For the disciples, they ran back that same night to Jerusalem. And for Elijah, he was able to go back to the role of prophet. The result of having vision, passion, and energy together in enlightened unison is purpose. The final P is for purpose. This revitalized position of purpose sets up a solid foundation and a roadmap for success in your next adventure. Knowing who you are and what you do makes the goal tangible and achievable. You might even say inevitable. Now, you have now put VPEP in your step. And that's the little song I go by. Come on, Trez, you got to put some VPEP in your step. Give it VPEP. Come on, you got to have some vision, some passion, some energy, some purpose. Come on. And it really is a motivating little jingle in my head. As long as the other voices in my head aren't shouting, then I can still hear the jingle. But anyway, you can comment and subscribe if you want to continue to hear what my dwindling brain cells have to offer. And I just want to thank you for watching. For me, all this stepping has me ready for my next adventure. It's time to join the president. It's time for a nap.